Hello to all of my amazing viewers, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going to Greenberg's Toy and Train show, which is today located in Edison, New Jersey, at the New Jersey Expo Center. This is a very interesting show as it travels, so it's pretty much international as it goes throughout the United States and Canada. So today, we got there relatively early. So there were not as many cars as one would expect, and we had to take a bit of a back route to get there, but once we did, there were a lot of people, and we ended up getting to see the doors open, which was pretty cool, and I haven't seen that yet in my previous trips to Greenberg's. So right off the bat, you can just really see how humongous this show is. So right off the bat, there were some buildings, there were a couple vehicles, which I found pretty cool. There were also a whole bunch of older stock and one of these older New York Central, I believe they're S motors. This is just a whole bunch of various stuff lined up. They also had a whole bunch of airplanes, which I found very cool. This is just a whole bunch of old stock, and relatively soon, oh, this is a T1. Right here, there's a whole bunch of locomotives. I was shocked at how many there were, as well as that there was this display, which I found very cool. There was an Amtrak train running with a Shinkansen and a little Union Pacific locomotive. All of these were N. Right here, there are some brass parts for a steam locomotive, and just all around a whole bunch of new stuff with that odd amount of brass parts. Over here is another one of those older tin things next to a newer car made from plastic. Right over here, there are some subway parts, and just in general, there was a whole bunch of stuff that I really liked, multiple different gauges, and all around a whole lot of stuff that was pretty cool. Right at this table, there was a whole bunch of more classic stuff in a very interesting design where they had bins being used as shells. They also had a whole bunch of chassis parts with blue boxes that were DCC equipped, so someone put DCC in them, as well as that these are a whole bunch of shells, which I found pretty cool. I really do like that one with the blue and the white. Interesting color combo. Here there are some GG1s and some very expensive steam locomotives. Right here's an Atlantic City Coastline, Atlantic Coastline, which I have a locomotive of. Right here there is a Jeep, I believe, and this was an O-gauge setup, provided. I'm not sure who made it and brought it in, but it was pretty nice. Right here there's a steam locomotive and another train departing. All around, they had a whole bunch of trains running, and I would say it was a very well-run and well-manned layout, with plenty of trains to keep running and keep you interested. I then moved on to some of the trains. There's an F40 there. Underneath these boxes of rolling stock, there was a whole bunch of locomotives, including this very rusty Santa Fe. So right here is a New Jersey Transit F40 PH2 cat, which is now have been retired except for two. This is an Amtrak set, which I found cool. Right here is a metal car. I found that really cool. It's CNJ as well. I just really did find that cool. Right here, these locomotives were between $15 and $20, which I found insane. They were really nice. Right here's the CSX locomotive that I really did like. These are some wind-up ones with some goofy names like North Southern Express. Then there was also Power Pacific and Express. They couldn't get the rights, I guess, to the names. Right here are a bunch of Lionel locomotives, CSX, a New Haven, I believe that would be the Heritage Unit, and there's a Commodore Vanderbilt remake. So this is a Lionel HO Hustler. These are some big boys, which were very disrespectfully put in a box. Right here, another Atlantic Coastline. There were a lot of these, and I've never seen them before, so it's very odd to see so many of them. These are a whole bunch of Amfleets by Lionel, even with the contacts. So eventually we had to leave, and now I get to show you guys what I ended up getting. Alright, I've now returned to the chicken rug with a whole bag full of stuff waiting to be unboxed. So I'm going to start with probably one of the cheaper items, which was this track maintenance track cleaner, which I got for 15 bucks. I don't know, I just thought it looked cool, so I thought I'd get that. Why not? It was only 15 bucks. Next, I saw this very nice Pullman coach, which was from an older gentleman who sadly had to sell his collection. My thoughts are going out to him. I really do hope that he feels better. So, this is the car that I got. It's only $7, and it came with an Athearn blue box with the Santa Fe and Amtrak box. So, a nice box. This has one of these little things. Don't know what they're called technically, but it has them, and it's a nicer classic Pullman, and it is weighted, which not sure if you guys can see inside. Trying to get the angle right. It's a bit hard, but there is a weight in there. So this is definitely a very nice find, and I am quite happy with it. Now I'm going to show you guys the other thing that I got from that vendor. I also ended up getting this, oops, sorry, I'm not sure how to say that, but it's a shell for a little, I guess it'd be a road switcher. I'm not sure exactly what it would be called. I don't know the, name of the locomotive that this would go to, but please do remember that I have the shells. It comes in very important a bit later, so I'm going to put this one as well to the side. Alright, now I am out of rolling stock, so now it's time to move on to the locomotives, not counting this shell. So, starting off with some dummies that I got for a great price. These are two, I believe they're SDP40s, I think. So these are in Baltimore, Ohio, and Santa Fe. As you might have seen in the tour video, I will be sure to put an emphasis on where I found these. There were originally 3 of them, and around the end, I was thinking, you know, I might as well, because they're only $10 a piece, so I went back, they only had the 2, so I spent $20, and I got these 2, and I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, sure, this has a dent, but these would look great, just like on display, on the layout. They have their horns, they have both couplers, so that means they have 4 couplers total. All of their handrails are intact, and just all around a good addition to the collection. So I'm going to put them here so that they're still in shot. So now on to the Athearn blue boxes. So we got one here. We got one here. This one's much bigger, so let's start with the smaller one. So right here, this is where this shell comes in handy. I've been looking for a locomotive somewhat like this, and this is a Baldwin 542, according to this label right here. So it's Baltimore, Ohio, and this truck cover keeps coming off. It's a bit annoying. There's no glue on it whatsoever. Not sure if there should be, but I mean, it just goes right back on. No issues. So I really do like the paint scheme of this thing, and I believe these two ought to work together. They look the exact same. Like, they even have the same patterning on the front here and here. So I think all around these ought to work well together. Granted, this doesn't have any windows, but that's a quick fix. Just put some on, so not that hard to install. Just a little couple pieces of plastic. So that's that. And now for this one, it's a bit odd that I'm doing this in the order that I am, as this is the first locomotive that I got, and it was only within like 5 minutes of the show starting. So this is a very nice locomotive, if I do say so myself. So the foam did not end up doing its job too well, but it's a New York Central. I think this is one of those like U's. Not sure. The handrails are a bit wonky, sure, as you can see right there. But all around, I really do like this thing. I think it's quite beautiful, and just all around, pretty nice. No front coupler. However, the back, it's a bit down, but it's hook and horn. And this is an Athearn blue, or sorry, yes, this is Athearn blue box. I don't even know why I'm questioning that. So, now I have a, once again, really nice, functional hook and horn coupler locomotive, and previously I was stuck on Katie's and McHenry's, so it's good to have a hook and horn for all of my hook and horn rolling stock, like this one, so I guess these two, yeah, they'll couple up. So, this is the haul from Greenberg's this year. I spent a total of 100. Wait a second, get all this out of here. I forgot about something. I forgot about the last piece of rolling stock. Don't know how I forgot about this. This is a metal piece of Jersey Central Line's rolling stock. I know absolutely nothing about it. I guess it has a very poorly put on coupler. But yeah, I have no clue about anything about this. I just know it's metal. Oh wait, there's a thing. It's American Flyer. So, that's that, I guess. So, apparently I forgot that this was here, so oops, I guess. Anyway, now let's head down to the layout table. All of the locomotives are lined up and ready for testing, as well as rolling stock over there. So I'm going to start off with this Baltimore and Ohio little switcher or road switcher, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know anything of the history with these locomotives. All I know is it's blue box and it ran off of a 9-volt. Right now we're at 100 and I'm not hearing anything. Just be sure none of this is going to make contact with it. So as of right now, not seeing anything from it. It's so odd. It seems like we're getting a short circuit. So it's a bit strange. Oh no, I'll have to do that again with the 9-volt. Well, it appears we are getting a short circuit. I am right now at max, nothing, and our pilot light is off. So I guess this is a short. Something interesting about this locomotive, if you look at the bottom, there's like screws and a filled thing. So I believe this is a custom motor swap. Oh, there goes our truck cover. I'll get that in a bit. So if I had to guess, I would say that this locomotive probably has a bit of a wiring issue. Wouldn't be surprised if like some insulation has dry rotted or something. Who knows? I'm going to move on to the next locomotive once I grab that truck cover from off the floor. You know, it makes sense that I got this for $10. Alright, yeah, that's on. Alright, I'll put that over there. On to the next one. I'm thinking I'm going to run both of these dummies at once. It's kind of hard to run something without a motor, but I don't need power for it, so I'll just turn off track power. I just kind of want to get these on the track, make sure they don't have any issues with their wheels and axles, and see how they run. Yeah, that one needs a lubrication for sure. Not that hard. I can probably just throw some oil on it. My camera is not willing to focus on what it should be, just like me. Alright, second one. Pretty much the same situation here. Except not squeaking as much. Oops. So I'll say, like, probably just a good idea to lubricate all of the bearings on these two locomotives. And I'd say that that is good enough. Now on to this one. I'm not too worried about this. It's a blue box. You can see those 4 dots. The handrails aren't the best, considering they're way not aligned. They're all wonky, but I think this ought to run fine. It's a blue box, and it ran off a 9-volt at the show, so hopefully it'll turn over all of that perfectly fine. Yep, forgot to turn the power off, I guess. But yeah, No issues there. That is such a beautiful locomotive. Wow. Alright, not a single issue, and it runs perfectly fine. That's good to see. Now I'm going to move on to our 3 pieces of new rolling stock. I'm going to start with this American Flyer, metal, whatever it's called. One thing I'm worried about is the coupler, which is a bit not good. So I'm just real quick going to screw that, because every single screw here, like you can see on this right here, the screw is completely out. So that needs to be redone. And both of these trucks are way needing a screwing. You can see there's a washer in there. And then you can also see the coupler is just like way loose. It's a very odd old coupler, so might even be original. Windows are also falling out of place. It's not good. So at some point I'm probably going to have to open this up and get those windows back into place. But for the time being, I'm just going to get this not being like that. So I should just be able to grab a screwdriver and just real quick screw that. Alright, I have the screwdriver that I think should work with this. I'm not too sure, so I'll have to check. Alright, so I should just be able to take this. It's kind of strange to do this with only one hand, as my other is right now holding the camera. So it does seem a bit weird. I also don't have the best view. I'm currently looking at it through the camera. That feels stripped. Something tells me this screw ain't coming back. It's not doing anything. There's absolutely zero resistance. That's gone. I'm interested to see if it's the same issue, same exact thing. Yep. All of the screws are completely gone on this. Alright. I think I should be able to run it with that coupler if I couple it up to something else, which this has possibly a working coupler for it. So this is going to be a pretty cool looking train. We'll have the nice colors of the era with that Pullman, the brown and the green, ought to look good together. So let's see how that looks. I really have to respect the guy who sold me this. He got the little piece here bent up, which is very annoying on other rolling stock. I'm just going to move this down and instead move another one in. This is much lower and can catch on things like right here. It's really close. So it's good that that one is bent. So shockingly enough, no, they're not compatible. So for the time being, if I just, okay, I guess that works. If I put the coupler that way, then I can move it around a bit. And yet, it feels fine. It doesn't feel like it needs lubrication. I would still lubricate it anyway, just because who knows how long it's been. Also, there's that window, which is kind of bothering me. But, I mean, like, you know. So, I'd probably have to open this up. No clue how, but I'm probably going to have to do that in a future video to get that serviced and not looking so decrepit. Then, this thing, I don't know, it runs well. It has good couplers. This thing moves, so realism. But yeah, all around, it's nice. It's weighted. Good. On to this thing. This thing really cool. There's a lever that you switch, and then when you put it down, the things will adjust to the height of your track, and then when you put the lever back, it will lock them into place. I find that very cool, so put it on the track. I'm going to flip the lever. Supposedly, they're down into place. So now I'm going to put this back. And supposedly, so it feels like it could go a bit. Sorry about that, dropped the phone. Anyway, I've brought it a bit further down. Now it's locked back in place, I guess. So, I'm not sure if that's doing anything. I should probably get this onto a dirtier piece of track, so I'm going to do it here. So if I run my finger along one track, the camera is not focusing on it, but you can kind of see it. This is a bit awkward to do, given that I only have one hand and it's recording. So it's very annoying because I can't get the camera to focus properly, but I do have a streak now on my hand from running my finger along the rail. So I'm just going to try going over it with this, see if that does anything. So I guess I'm just going to take it over. It's making a sound, I'll say that. And I'm going to just take it off. I don't see any difference on the bottom, so I'm just going to run my finger, a clean one, along a piece of track. And there's still stuff, but it's better, so I guess it works? I don't know, it's still an interesting thing. So, that is that. Don't mind the buffer car, but other than that, I have now put together a train using all of the coupling locomotives from today's visit to Greenberg's. So I thought, why not couple everything up in one big old train with 3 locomotives and 2 cars, one of them not existing because it's just a buffer. If you made it this far in the video, I'm going to have to thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, please do consider liking and subscribing, as it helps out my channel a ton, and as you know, this is a growing channel, so I could use any support that you guys have to offer. If you're interested, please do leave a comment in the comment section to tell me what locomotive in this general thing or piece of rolling stock I should restore. So, thank you all very much for watching, and once again, have a delicious rest of your day.